We're live.
Hello, and welcome to our webinar today. We want to tell you something about macro photography and focus stacking. Some may know me, but for the others, my name is Andreas Marx. I'm a professional photographer and I work for Novoflex, the German company. And we build many parts for precision macro photography. And today I've invited Johannes Rusch, who is the owner and chief of optolux, because any kind of photography will not work without light. And so we developed together with him a very interesting light system. And we want to show this to you this evening. So, Johannes.
Perfect. Thank you, Andreas. Yeah, I'm Johannes Rusch, and I'm the founder and developer of the optolux lighting system. We put a lot of effort into making it possible to put light in very, very small areas. So specifically for macro photography or forensical photographers who need to document very, very small things. That was our goal, to have it bring light into small areas. And we have prepared a presentation to give you a little overview. Matt, maybe you can switch to the presentation here. And we're two companies. One is Novoflex. Andreas is from Novoflex. I'm Johannes from Optolux, and we have joined together to bring you that presentation today. The title is Precision Lighting and Focus Stacking, which is exactly what we do. And to get to that goal, to have pictures out of the very small macro photography area, we have built an agenda for today. For those of you who are not experienced with the task, we put up an agenda to show it to you a little bit better. Like the first point is what is focus stacking in general, to explain what is happening there in the process with the camera, with the light, with the optics. And the second point is what do I actually need to take those pictures? What is necessary to produce images with the focus stacking technology. And we put together, like, we have we divided it into three parts. There's the imaging part with the hardware that is from camera to lenses to everything, and then we have the lighting part, which is the optolux part today. And then we together, to control the whole thing, we developed the software where we want to give you a sneak peek. That is going to be available early 2026, and we're currently starting into a beta phase with the software.
So just a question. We can do the whole process even without the software, this special software. Then we have to use 2 or 3 programs.
Yeah.
It's a little more work to do. This software makes it much easier, but if you want to start just now, tonight, it's no problem. All we tell you here will work.
Yeah.
But the software will make it much easier.
Yeah. It is like individual steps that you have to do in order to get to your picture, with different kinds of software, all kinds of software and all kinds of hardware. And to use all that, we utilized it all together in one software. But it's possible, and today to use it all without a software, but it's a much more tedious process with a lot of components that you have to take care of. So yeah.
Okay, but
That's yeah. Now then we have the point live demo where we want to show you what we've built here. We did a little. We have a little setup where we can show you with the live view out of the camera what the light is doing and what the how the whole stacking process works in in an instant. And then at the end we have a Q&A. If you guys have any questions, you can post them in the Q&A section, or you can write directly to Matt, and he's gonna put the questions into the Q&A section.
Yeah.
So to get on with the slides, what is focus stacking? Maybe you're the professional photographer. Maybe you can tell us something about that.
Maybe first of all, the problem, especially on the macro photography, is, as you all know, the depth of field, which is very small. The smaller, the more, the nearer you go. And this was in the older times a big problem. Taking digital photos, we have a technique that we can use much pictures with small steps and different sharpness. And then with a software, this software can combine all these pictures to one totally sharp picture. And that's the idea of focus stacking that works very well. So this is the thing to do nowadays, macro photography.
I think there's to be clear and precise. I think there's two ways you can get to those different layers of sharpness. One is you do it with the lens. You can change the focus spot with the lens. And how we do it here is we're moving the whole camera setup, and we're moving like the sharpness layer,
which
bit
is
by bit,
much more precise.
Yeah, which is a much more precise technique, and you can get into macro photography, which you cannot do with every lens. The lens needs to be very specific to do that.
Yes, and especially in this setup, as we use a microscope lens, it's just not possible to focus on the lens because these lenses don't have any focus ring or something like that. So in this case, it's absolutely necessary to use a setup like this.
Exactly. So yeah, that would be the part of the focus stacking, and now we want to show you what you can do with focus stacking. This is a picture taken from a customer of ours with the optolux, and it's a beetle. Right now I don't really know what it is. It's a Rüsselkäfer, it is called in Germany. And I think a lot of you guys know what that is, who are maybe a little bit into macro photography, because that's a very beautiful object to take pictures of, because it's when you just look at it, it's a brown beetle and it's not like very interesting to look at. But as soon as you put light on it, and as when you take the macro pictures of it, it starts lighting in very different colors and everything. That is like always the thing when you put light on something, how it reacts and how it reacts to the light. That's a very interesting thing. And a picture like that would never be possible with just a normal macro lens. And the focus stacking technique gives us the possibility to go into such small areas. And now to the technology.
Yes, what you see here is the technology which we have developed for especially very precise and high-end macro photography. The first of all is our a focusing rail, which is motorized and can do very, very small steps, which is extremely important for this technique. So this is called Castle Micro. This is the first part, or the ground part, to say. On top of this, you need an optical system. Speaking of a lens, maybe a microscope lens or a macro lens, depending on the Abbildungsmaßstab.
On the resolution.
Yeah, on the magnification.
On the magnification.
So,
magnification is the
sorry.
right term. Yeah, sorry.
You can use different optical systems, lenses, cameras on top of this focusing rail. And for this setup, we use a microscope lens, which you can add on either a tube, or if you need a larger format camera like the Fuji or Phase 1, you can use the setup on the third picture you see.
Yeah, you put it on a bellow, and then you can set it up. It's like a specific setup because the microscopic lens has a specific length to the sensor, so we need to have that distance to the sensor, and that's where the bellow comes into play. We have to set to the right distance. Yes,
and the bellows makes that enlarges the diameter so that you can use
it fits on the sensor.
Yes, so it fits on the sensor. But if you don't have a Phase 1 camera, it will work as well with any Nikon, Canon, or maybe any modern digital camera.
Yeah, and especially Novoflex is developing a lot of like adapters and everything to put on every modern camera on the setup. And you have like just the tube that you can see down here. Maybe we can switch to the view a little better. You can see this tube here. This is an extension also, and there's a tube that you can put on any digital camera, any modern digital camera, and you have adapters for all those,
of course,
for all those cameras. So it's not a camera specific thing, it's an open system,
absolutely
setup that we can use.
But today we want to show you the highest level of macro photography. So we got a Phase 1 IQ4 back with 150 megapixels. So this is this is like the high end of sensor you can put on a system like that. You have very, very detailed pictures. We're not even showing, like in the live demo later, we're not even showing the full potential of the sensor. I can zoom in for you to just show it later, but it's with 150 megapixels you can see every detail into the depth of the picture. Okay, now we're going to the next slide, and I'm going to explain what different kinds of lighting technology we have to show to you today. We have developed different kinds for different needs of photographers. We have the Solis Mono, which is one light duct. I can show it to you here. From here, we always, in the setup of the light, we always need a light source, which in our case is our light source called Solis. And into that, we can couple a light duct, which is a very specific light duct, which transports almost every light that gets into
it and then takes it to the optic that is in front of it. And the mono is our brightest light because it transports most of or all of the light that it gets into it. And we have the trio, which is divided one light source, one solace, into three individual lines, and that is specific for if you want to be more versatile and you need to, with one light source. If you only have one light source, you can work your objects better with the three outlets. And then we have the focus, which is our flagship, you could say, which produces a very, very specific point. That's why we're called light on the spot, which is called optolux. The claim of optolux is Licht auf den Punkt in German, which means light on the spot. And that is we're going to show that to you today, how you can scratch out the little details in the pictures in the objects. And that's for that. And then we have, as we said before, we have the software, which combines the whole process. It is because it is for a lot of users, it is a hard project because they're not a professional photographer like Andreas, or like, let's say, a very ambitious hobbyist like me, who do not want to learn the whole technology and the whole setup. And we have that with our customers a lot. We have universities or forensics departments. They are not photographers, and they don't want to work through the whole process to get a professional photographer because the task they have is to produce an image and or a document to have like a proof or a reliable outcome of an object they want to take a picture of. And that's why we developed together with Novoflex the focus stacker software, we call it right now. It's still a work in progress. We're starting a beta phase in October, and then we're going into release in early 2026 together with Novoflex.
So you are the first one ever on this planet to see that.
We're going to do a live demo today with the software because we want to spare you all the tedious little details with the developing of the pictures and the whole process. You can see it just in one step. That's the goal we wanted to reach, to have not a one-click solution. It's more than one click, but to have a solution that makes the whole process very easy. And that would be another result that is from the same customer that we had. It's just a normal fly that he took a picture of with the optolux, and you can see how the eyes are getting millions of eyes are getting out and being shown. And this is like the demo that we want to show you what you can do with optolux and with the pictures that you can bring out. This is coin. This is a Swiss franc that we took a picture of because it has such nice details and such
as to say that's not the whole coin. It's just a detail of a small coin. So just to see the size.
Yeah, and this is a picture that Andreas took. It's a piece of metal, I think.
Yes. It's a structure of a broken piece of metal, which for the blacksmith who made this was very interesting to see the structure inside of this metal piece.
And That's again a Swiss franc. We have to be. Optolux is a Swiss company, so we have to show a little bit of the Swiss coin. I have to say, compared to the euro or some other coins, is more interesting. The euro is quite flat.
Maybe we should try next time dollar.
Yeah, maybe. And this is another picture of Andreas. Or
Yes. This is an ant with 5 times magnification, and as you see, also it's very important to get the right lighting on such a small animal, such a small item, to bring all the details out.
Yeah. And that is another insect pictures. We have a photographer that is taking pictures with our
and he's
product.
very good.
Very, very good. His name is Torben Danke.
Yes.
Some of you might know him. He's a German photographer, and he does incredible work with insects. And so he gave our products a shot, and he was fascinated by the possibilities he can do to his macro photography, because he was using flashlights before. He's using flashlights in his process, and he was fascinated by the possibilities of which we forgot to say, of a constant light source. We have an LED constant light source with Optolux, and it's no flash included, so you can let it run for numerous hours, and it's
no problem.
But
the brightness is nearly like flashlight, and that's important. You need much light. The more light, the higher the magnification is, and so we have here a solution with which you can work with constant light, but with the brightness of flashlight.
And especially in the stacking process, when you have sometimes hundreds of pictures to have a full object in focus. For the flashlights, it's very hard on the flashlights, and the constant light is just running.
No problem.
That's another benefit. And now we come to the live demo that we want to show you, and we can.
So you have to change on the other laptop, I think.
Matt, can you change the? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And so we built a little setup here. We have the camera here. We have the bellows and the microscopic lens. I'll show you a bigger picture of it. Oh, the camera is in sleep mode again.
No. Just a moment.
And we have a coin as our object of interest here today, because it is.
So now it's out of focus again. Okay.
I'll switch to the camera in a sec.
Can you switch? Okay, I think that's it.
Perfect. And now I can switch on the lights. Let there be light. We have a coin here in the center of the attention of the camera. We have a trio in this setup, which is 3 light ducts. It's this one back here, one from the back and one from the side. And maybe Andreas can point out the focus, which is this lens.
This one.
That's a big one, because we need
the biggest one, but it makes the smallest point.
Exactly. It's the biggest source. It's the biggest piece of equipment we have in the setup here, but it makes a very, very small point. You're going to be we're going to show it to you. And we have the camera set up, and now I'm going to switch to our software, which is this one. It is a lot for the beginning to see, but it contains a lot of steps in one. You have the light controls down here. You have the control, which with the image you can see, you have the control of the rail here. And you have some settings, some lens specific settings, some project specific settings on the left. And what we didn't talk about yet is the bigger the magnification gets. I'll switch back to our camera. The bigger the magnification gets, the more steps you need to, because the focal depth, the depth of field,
yes,
grows incredibly small when you have a big magnification. And for the 5 times magnification lens, it is, I have to talk in millimeters, I'm sorry, but it's 0.01 millimeters. So I'm sorry that I don't have the inch measurements in mind, but it is a very, very, very small step. And that is the step size that we need to take those focus pictures. And going back to the software, and we can turn on the live view. And this is the Swiss franc that we have here.
It's a part of it.
It's a part of it. It's
a
very small part of it. So the eye that you can see here, this is 0.5 millimeters. So it's half a millimeter, so around about a 64th of an inch, I think. Yeah, like it's a very small area. And with the software, we can set the starting point and the end point. I'm switching back to the main view. The setup that we have here is we are on a beam right now.
Kaiser repro stand.
It's a repro stand that we can control, and then we have the custom micro here in the back. And now we're sliding the camera up and down to switch through the different layers of focus, and that we can do here. So we're moving basically the camera up and down. If I go up, which is this, the picture gets out of focus, as you can tell. And if I go down, you can see the phase 1 camera that we use here gives us those little green indicators when it gets in focus. And then you can set your starting point. And a stack, as we call it, always has a starting point and an end point. And everything in between gets stacked with those pictures. So we define the starting point, and then we go through it, and you can see how the green areas move through the picture while I move the camera down to the coin, and then we set an end point. And now you can see we have 38 pictures we would have to take to get to that stack.
Which is, we have to say, this is a very flat
this is
object.
I mean, it's a coin. It's very, very flat. I took a picture of a snail on a fair, of a snail case, and snail house, and it was 560 pictures that I had to take to cover the whole picture, to have everything in focus. What I wanted to show you now is how we can play with the focus here and with the light. Like if we move the sliders, like we have this the trio, which is the 3 light sources. We can turn it up and down, and to get very specific regions, or to get out all the details. And that is just our setup. You can play with the light however you want, every edge of the coin marked and set in focus, and where you want to have a contrast and how you want it. And this is the focus that I can bring in here now. And
this is the light source called focus.
Yeah, sorry. This is the optolux focus. Sorry for the confusion. If I turn down the trio and all the other sources, so you can play with the light to have your perfect result in the picture. And to show you the possibilities, what you can do with the focus, Andreas is gonna close our.
This is maximum.
This is the maximum of the focus, and now you can see
and
that
then we can go very, very, very small.
we can go down to the eye and just have a little millimeter spot to show how small you can put light on any kind what you want to kind of pop out of your picture. You can have little gears shown, you can have little splinters or something shown specifically. You can put like a special focus on the things, and then you can put some more light with the trio in, and some
Fill light
with a bigger light we have. I'll switch to our view again, to the setup.
Yes.
This is the fill light. It's just like a big light source, but we can control it via the software. And yeah, maybe you want to say something to this product. It's
this is an additional company from Novoflex, which is Hedler Lightning, and we produce in this company LED light, which is perfectly to use, especially in these environments, but also for
studio photography.
I do very much product shots and use all this, because it's the same thing if you do focus stacking, even for larger objects. You don't have so many shots,
pictures,
but over the day it's many times, and some years ago I took a flashlight, and in the evening you are crazy, and now this is much better.
Especially with the stacking, it's hard on the flashlights, and it's sometimes like when you have a setup of many flashlights, one is not working, and then you have to find it. If you think about it, a stack of like 500 pictures, and in one of those 500s, one of your flashes did not fire. That is
terrible.
That is a process, and you can see it in the result that the flash didn't fire, but you have to check every individual picture to find out which one was the one. And with the constant lighting and the LEDs, with the fill light and the optolux setup, you have a constant lighting, so it does not have a picture where you have a different light situation. And to switch back to the live view, if you lower that down, and you can in the software we made it so that you can really play with the light. The one is you can really check for the light, you can control it perfectly, and you can set it up for your situation. So you have as many sliders as if you have light sources. You can name them, and you can turn them off. Then it's obviously black, because in macro photography and in focus stacking, light is one of the most important things, because when you go that close to objects, with the setting, I can show you the camera settings. We have 250 second and an aperture of 8 and ISO 100. So that is fast shooting, so that we have a crisp and sharp in focus image.
Yes, but it's very important you don't have any vibration at this shooting time.
Because we can show you when we're standing here in on a just normal floor. You would imagine it doesn't do anything to the pictures, but if we step on the ground, you can see how I'm just a little bit stepping with my toes on the ground. You can see how the 5x magnification is vibrating, and so it's a very, very important thing that you stand still when you take those pictures, or that you have a setup that is
very stable on an extremely stable floor.
And to show you the detail that we have, the possibilities that we have here in the software, you can, if we zoom in, you can see that we are now just at 30% of what we can zoom in. Let me turn off the focus peaking. then the green is gone, and we can better see where our focus spot is. So now we can zoom in into like 100%, 60%, and you can see every little scratch in here and every little detail of the work, and whatever you need to see in that picture, you can get it out with the light, and you can put contrast on it with the focus light, and yeah, you can take every little detail out of a picture. And now we want to show you like a prepared stack that we did before, because if we would shoot this stack, we can show you later how it's done, but not with the full stack, because if we would take 38 pictures now, it would take a lot of time, because it's still like a time intense job. It still needs to develop the pictures and everything, and to just give you a view on the phase one. Every picture that comes out of the phase one is 250 megabytes, and then it's a developed TIFF file. It's 1 gigabyte per image, and we have 38 of those here, and those need to be processed into one image. That's why it's it takes some time, not long to say. We are speeding up the process with the software, but it still takes some time. So
yes, and for you, just looking how it works, it would be boring. So we prepared something.
Yeah, we decided we prepare some stacks.
Yes, but you saw it's live. The camera is moving. All this will work.
Yeah, we can take. I would say we look at the stacks now that we prepared, and then we switch back to the live picture, and then we show you like a stack of 10 pictures or something like that, that you have an overview. So we took 2 pictures today just to show to you. This is the coin with a lot of light, and you have the fully focused image. As you can see, there's all the areas in the image are in focus, and that would not be possible with just one picture. I can show to you in a second. This is like the prepared and the developed stacked picture. We always develop 2 variants because there's different stacking techniques. We can answer questions to that later, but it's always a different. It's like 2 points of view how to look at an image. Those 2 developing techniques in the stacking process, and then we have. I'll switch to it now. We have like where you can only see. This is like the non-stacked picture. We have crisp and focused areas here, but it's totally out of focus back here, and that shows. And if I go down here in the stack, that's why it's still beta. It shows there's a different area that is in focus than in this picture. And if I go back to the fully focused picture, everything is in focus. The background, the foreground, everything is in focus in that picture. So that is the process. And to just show to you what we did with it, what else can we do? This is a silicon with some spots, some what is it called? Not welding. I'm sorry. This is like a silicon where you can see all the little details, and you can see all not the mistakes, but you can see where something broke, or if a line is broken. If you have like a short on the silicon, and I'll show it to you. Andreas is holding it at the camera.
This is the whole thing. So you might imagine it's not sharp because of the camera. So this is the whole thing, and
we're just
if you flip over to to the other. This is just a very small detail of
Yeah.
this.
Soldering is what it's called.
Soldering.
Soldering is what it's called. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can see we did tests where we especially like kind of broke a silicon to prove what you can see and what you can get out of that. If you have to do like material testing or like if you do scratch marks or something like that, you can really get those details out of the picture with the lighting and the focus stacking.
Absolutely, but on the other hand, you can do very, very interesting artwork.
Yeah.
Because you can show details normal people never would see without your pictures.
Yeah.
So this is just the other hand from scientific work, but this you can use this for both.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is I think very interesting.
Yeah, we the technique is interesting and useful for both for hobbyists, for professionals, and you can use it. Yeah, if you take pictures of insects, and the insect pictures we showed, it's just a hobby of that photographer.
Yeah.
That's
by the way,
unbelievable. But
the pictures behind on the wall are also made with optolux and focus taking technique.
Yeah.
So you can see very different sizes
and the artwork, and as well as we have like jewelry photographers that are using watches and everything where you need to have details and focus and details in the lighting where you have to get the little details out. And now we can show to you. I'll just go back to where I, let's say, have this in focus, and then we just go down some steps. Let's say we take 10 pictures. And to show to you how the software works is you control the custom macro.
We're not seeing your screen right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to switch. Sorry. Thanks, Matt. I'll start again. So we go to the starting point where we just have this, and then we could just go a little bit to the back where we just a few steps and say we want an endpoint here. So the software works like that. You have different speeds for different needs, let's say. For the 5x magnification, we have the middle speed, we have the fast speed where you go very fast to just set up your picture. And with the stacking process, it works like that. You always define a starting point and an end point. And everything in between is run by the software or by the custom micro control units that you can use individually. And it kind of looks the same. It has the buttons for forward and back. It has the speed selection. You set a start and an end point. And the software has some benefits. It shows to you some details that we're not going to take in focus today. That would take too long. But
one thing, for me, it's important. The software knows the first picture, the last picture, and all the pictures in between. And if you do it manually, you don't have to forget to mark these first and last picture.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, you have trouble to find the right pictures afterwards.
Yeah. For those of you who are photographers, I'm switching back to the camera quickly to show it to you. When you use like a normal setup, you have the custom micro setup just with the control unit. You have a camera that is connected to the custom micro, and then the custom micro, kind of when you tell it to stack, it just uses the external wiring port of the camera to take the shot.
Yeah.
And so and then you have, in the best case, you have the camera connected to your laptop and the pictures are getting transferred to your laptop. But you have to know which is the first and the last picture, because the software just takes the control unit just tells the camera to take shots, and you don't know which is the first, which is the last. So when you go to the post processing and you have the stack of hundreds of pictures, let's say Capture One or Adobe Lightroom or something, then you need to like mark yourself. That's like the process that I was talking about earlier, that we are trying to solve, to make a little bit easier to use, because the software is doing it for you. I'm gonna switch back, and we do that that stacking process. We're not allowed to walk now because it's again, if I put my toes on the ground, it's shaking. So I'm moving to the start point, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to start stacking, and then it's gonna like what it's doing, it's moving to the start position. I set up a countdown so that we have some time to stand still here. And I have the step size set, and you can see we have a whole distance of less than like 9,000th of a millimeter. And this is the whole step from front to the back, and that is 11 steps in this case. So we can look at the light a little bit, turn it up a little bit, the eye a little bit lower, this one a little bit lower, then we have a nice contrast. Like this is almost artwork now if you look at that. And then we can start the working.
Ja, das ist nur die andere Kamera.
Okay. And then we can start the stacking process, and now we have to hold still. You won't see, like if I switch to the other camera, like here, you won't even see it because it's such a small distance. That's why we're not showing that. I'll show it to you in the software. So now I'm starting the stack, and now you're gonna hear some beeps. That's the phase one, taking a picture. 1, 2, and it's always telling you like I'm moving to the next position and I'm taking a shot. And this is like a specific setup for the phase one that we especially developed with the live picture and everything, but we're working on introducing it to a Fujifilm camera. And
something went wrong, I think.
No, the light is always
yeah,
turning off.
Yeah, right.
Now it's preparing the pictures for stacking. I can switch to the other camera now. The light, Andreas just was shocked because the light turned off. We programmed it so that as soon as you start the stacking process, the light turns off so that you know, okay, I'm done taking the pictures. You don't have to hold still anymore. That's for the photographer who needs to really hold still. And now it is in the stacking process. So it's calculating all the pictures. It's rendering the pictures together to just one focused image. And as soon as that's done, and remember, every picture of those is around about 600 megabytes big. So we have 11 pictures that are 600 megabytes big. And when we now the stack is done, and we can open the stack again in this view, we have the 11 pictures that we took, and we have the two focus. This is we have to work on, or we're still working on it. That's why it's not out yet. The two focused pictures are up here. So you can see, as we saw earlier, you have just from here to here in focus, but the background is not in focus because we only did 10 steps. Usually to have the whole coin in focus, we need to have 47 images to be stacked. And just the 11 pictures, that's also a possibility for the photographer. You can have the depth of field, the feeling that you have something in focus and something out of focus in your pictures, which is again very nice with this coin because it has the face kind of sticking out, embossed, and everything else is out of focus. And
yes, which sometimes might be interesting as well.
Yeah, because like if you take a picture like a landscape or a portrait, you want the background to be blurry, to be out of focus, and you can even do that with the focus stacking. You can choose just to use 11 steps instead of 50 or something like that, and then you can just have in focus what you want to have in focus, and you can control it, and you can really see it. What you have in focus, it's like under your control. If you want it in focus from here to, let's say, there, but before we get in focus back here, you stop. You set your endpoint, and that way you can create artwork or have the photography feel with the stacking process. So I think that is for the technique, and for the stacking, we could wrap up the live demo, and then get back to, I have to check, to the presentation. Matt, can you switch to the presentation again? I think there's not much coming still, because we have to say vielen Dank and thank you. But
maybe you have some questions.
Now we're coming to the questions that we could answer if you wanted to.
Yes, and there is a lively Q&A going on.
Okay.
All right. So there's some good questions in there. The first question, I was going to post a link to this, but I wanted you guys to have a chance to talk about it. Andreas, you guys will talk about it. Roger asks, what is the manufacturer's name for the, quote, fill light that was used in conjunction with the optolux lights? What is the website or URL for the fill light product? And is it on the optolux website? I have the website URL loaded, so you can talk about it. It's Hedler, correct?
Yes, yeah. It's Hedler. It's a German company as well.
Yeah.
And it's had also a very long history, like Novoflex, and it has the same ideas as Novoflex to build very good, long-lasting products, and all made in Germany, of course. And since some years, it's a company which belongs to Novoflex. And so you find there's a homepage of its own, Hedler, but you find the products as well on the Novoflex homepage.
Yeah.
So and if you have any questions about this, just write an email or call us, and we can answer.
Fantastic. I posted a URL to that in response to the question and in the main part of the chat. The next question is from Greg. He says, I have a Fuji 100S, Castel Micro, Bellows, Rodenstock 100. I've been using and loving the system for over 2 years. My question is in regards to the possibility of using this lighting system and getting rid of the shadows I see behind the eyes. And in parentheses, you put horizon, and to the right side of the piece of metal.
I'm not sure if I.
Did you mean in our presentation?
Yes. I believe Greg is responding or looking at the photograph of the coin that you had.
Mm-hmm. The coin. Okay, I'll switch to the live view again.
Behind the eyes, and to the right side of the piece of metal. So he's wondering if he can use the lighting to eliminate those shadows, which I would probably ask for a little bit more clarification, but I'll leave that in your hands.
We can show it to you. We can show it to you with the focus. I'll turn down the trio, turn up the focus a little bit, and then I'll go over here to check what we can do. You can control the lighting because the focus comes with a very specific geared setup where you can control the light where you put it. Very exact. So I can move the light over here. That's for the focus. And I can, as Andreas showed earlier, I can close it and open it. It has an aperture in there. And what you can do is you can like move that light just where you want it. And now, Andreas, can you switch to the camera 1? Because I'm just moving here directly on the focus, or maybe to camera 2. Yeah, exactly. I'm just moving here on the focus, but I could also move if you switch back to camera or the laptop on 4. I can also completely move, but now I have to be careful because it's a very small object. Like I can move completely the focus where I have it, and when I move that, now I'm just moving the whole hardware. And when I move it around, or when I change the angle which falls on the picture, you can see the contrast and everything changes too. So it is in your hands, kind of what you want to do with it, and what you want to reach. The goal that you want to reach is kind of in your hands.
Okay.
Because the lights are.
Greg just answered.
Okay.
That was a great demo, though. I was so enamored with what you were doing that I couldn't watch. I couldn't look at the Q&A. Greg said he's talking about the eyes of the fly.
The eyes of the fly. That's what I thought. Maybe you can go back to the presentation and. Whoops. Sorry.
Is it this one?
No, it's the fly. Let me go back to here. The eyes of the fly. You can. I can't magnify it. It is like the thousand eyes of the fly, and yeah, as a photographer, Andreas can tell me how hard it is to bring light into let's say a portrait of a person or a portrait of a fly. When you have an eye and you put light in front of it, you can always see the reflection of the light in the eye. Like you can see with a lot of influencers today, they have like ring lights in front of them, and then you can see the ring around their iris. And what you can see here is like thousands of light spots. That's like kind of, you can see 1,000 optolux focus on here, because in every eye of the fly you can see one little light dot. That is the cause of the thing when you have the photography and you don't have the light source included in the lens that you take the picture with. Then you always have the reflection of the light in the eyes.
Yeah.
But you can play with it. Like Torben Danke with his pictures, he's like playing with I can show it to you here. He's like playing with the light. Here he has a little more light coming from the sides and not directly towards the eyes. And that way you don't see thousands of little light spots. You can see more the black little circles here without a light spot inside, because he put the light from the side. And that's how you can control the light, because it's very, very easy to control it. I'm gonna kind of show it to you and destroy our demo setup. Maybe you can change to our camera again. If you have the focus, the trio, let's say as an example, you can completely control it and move it wherever you want to. So it's very free in the movements that you do on your object, and you can adapt it to whatever situation you have in your lighting setup.
Yeah.
I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, Greg will let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to mark that as answered. Next up, Roy asked, how much heat does your light produce? Can a live insect survive, or even a dead insect? Will it evaporate all moisture in the subject?
Luckily we didn't produce a laser at Optolux. We produced the light source. It is emitting some temperature, of course, because it is with the light duct. It is emitting some temperature in the front, but it's not. It's not hot or anything. It's not not dangerous in any kind. And it's we have a photographer that takes pictures of flowers, very specific pictures of flowers, and they have very, very little or very thin skin. And he so far he hasn't seen any problems in the flowers, like getting crisp or anything, or leaving any marks on the flowers. Of course, if you would put like a light like that for hours and hours on a leaf of a flower, of course it will dry out a little bit, but I think it will dry out anyways in the process of staying hours and hours out.
Hours, but not in time of taking the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Bernard asked, can we test the software?
That depends if you have the hardware for it. Right now, we are tied with the software. It's still in the developing process. You can control at the moment. You can control the DMX, and DMX is the lighting controlling system. It's like a light control standard, and you can control the custom micro. The phase 1 part of the thing, if you have phase 1, congratulations in the first place. And in the second place, we specifically developed the software for phase 1 users, because we know in cultural heritage and in forensics and things like that, there's a big user group of phase 1 cameras. That's why we developed it in that direction first. We are in contact with Fujifilm to get a software development kit for their cameras, so that we can introduce the live view and everything in the software too for Fuji photographers. Right now, the software is running only with the camera support for phase 1, only running on Windows. But we have a Mac version where you can control the custom micro, and where you can control the light. So if you are a Mac user and you work with Lightroom or Capture One or something like that, you can use the software, but then you have to do the process with the picture selection that we said earlier, like the marking of the first picture and the marking of the last picture. But for the Mac users, we also have in the pipeline, we have a plugin for Capture One we are developing to have the whole process easier as well. So if you mark the first and the last picture, you can say, okay, stack in focus stacker, and then the whole process is run through in one step, and you get the 2 developed pictures that we have in the software too.
Wonderful. Well, Bernhard might have the resources. He's local to you. He works for the Berlin Natural History Museum. So perhaps you guys
okay.
I know. Yes. Hi, Bernhard.
Perhaps you'll continue the conversation afterwards.
We can. Yeah, for sure. We will.
Awesome. So the next question was from Paul, and he says, does the software allow parts of the image to be measured? For example, could you measure the length of the nose?
I can clearly say right now, not yet, but we're working on introducing that feature. Feature but it is a future feature. Right now, we're just focusing on getting the image result, and we're working on measuring in the picture. But that's still in the process. It's not yet in development. We first need to finish the software and get it out in the market. But that is planned to be a future feature for the software.
Yeah. Fantastic. And one follow-up from Roger, and I believe you you already answered this in detail, but he asks specifically, what are the computer hardware requirements for the software?
They are depending on the camera. Like if you just want to use it on a Mac and you have a normal setup and you just control the custom micro and the DMX, it's not very high, the hardware requirements. Depending on your camera, like if you have a phase 1, you want to have a bigger hardware or a capable hardware to handle those pictures. If you just like have a normal Canon camera or a Nikon or a Fuji camera, it always really depends on the picture. The software is not very hardware requiring, but of course the hardware you connect to the software is making the game change in that situation. And the phase 1, I can say, is very hardware dependent.
Yes, but
to develop those pictures.
Yes, but I can say I'm working normally with a Fuji GFX 50 megapixel.
Mhm.
And all that works on a normal MacBook. Now I have a new one, but the former MacBook, which is around 5-6 years old,
Yep.
It's with file sizes of the Fuji 50 megapixel. It's absolutely no problem.
Yeah. And usually in a lot of presentations, I use the Canon R5, and that is no problem to run on my MacBook for the focus stacking process.
Okay.
Yes, so again, maybe you can use any camera, any modern digital camera with this process to make focus stacking and use the Lightning. It's absolutely no problem. It's an absolutely open system.
Yeah.
Wonderful. One last question from Herb. Well, somebody has to ask, what will it cost?
That's your part.
Well, we have so far we have the euro prices, or do you want to take well, the phase 1? Let's exclude the phase 1 out of the pricing discussion because that's an external camera that you can switch with any other camera. Do you want to? Should we start with the hardware for the pictures first, like the photography part? Is the image giving part? How much is a custom micro? How much is the bellows and the lens?
Yes, I have the prices in on the German market. Matt, for the Novoflex products, you may have the prices. The American price is better. Maybe
I think. Well, the best thing that probably would be to the unfamiliar part of this would be probably the optolux. So perhaps you can provide the websites for people to look at, and you can speak in general terms. So
in general terms, we have you can take a look at the Novoflex website, where Novoflex is our worldwide at the moment, our worldwide distributor. We have another distributor in Switzerland. If you're watching from Switzerland, hello. And we work together with Novoflex and in Switzerland, Profot. And they are our distributors. We don't have direct sale of the products for optolux. And the German prices, including German tax, I would actually have to look up quickly for myself on the Novoflex website, or maybe you can have a look at that. If you give me a sec. We have the Solus products that we're showing. Solus always means that the light source is included. We have like a modular system. We have the light source which is the Solus, and then we have the attachments, which are the optics and the light ducts. And now we're selling the individual parts. We're not selling the Solus individually. We're starting with a mono. The mono with the light source in Germany with German taxes is 9,600 euros, which we did not show today. It is just one light duct. I showed it to you earlier in the presentation. It's one light duct with one optic in the front, and it's very, very bright. It's the brightest source in our system, in our setup, which is 6,900. And then we have the Trio with the light source, which is at 9,600 euros, including German tax. And then we have the Focus, which is our flagship, which is at, with the light source, 13,900, including German tax.
All right.
But the American prices, I can't tell. They may vary because if you get it from, we have to see how we can distribute it to the States. And at the moment, specifically, it's a little complicated because of the tariffs.
Correct.
We have to see what comes on top.
Okay. Right now, there's no more Q&A. So, wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope everybody was happy with and got some ideas and some visions to take macro pictures in the future.
Yeah. And we say thank you to you, Matt, for your work in the background, which was extremely helpful, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed this presentation. And as always, if you have more questions, just send an email or call us, and you'll surely get an answer.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Presentation has been recorded, and if you're seeing this on replay, leave us a message in the comments, and we'll get back to you if you have questions. Otherwise, send an email. You can find that on novaflux.de. Sorry.
Yes.
.de. Have a great day, and cheers.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.